Most of US 81 between Fort Worth and the Oklahoma border was a two-lane, undivided highway that extended through the downtowns of cities. Along its path, IH-35W was constructed during the 1960s and met up again with IH-35E in Denton, where it continued northward as IH-35. Development patterns. When IH-35 was constructed from 1946 to 1969, the interstate was routed along the edge of downtowns when it passed through urban areas like Fort Worth, Waco, Austin, and San Antonio. See Figure 181. In these cities, new high-rise office towers and parking structures were constructed to serve growing industries like oil and banking and other business interests. Outside each urban area, suburban communities sprouted along the path of the highway. North of Dallas, for instance, the population of Carrollton multiplied from 1,450 in 1950 to 40,591 by. These suburban communities were planned along the model of the post-war curvilinear suburb, with auto-oriented shopping centers, schools, and community centers integrated into a community plan with residential subdivisions. Many of the residents in communities like Carrollton or Denton commuted into downtown via the interstate, but increasing job opportunities were located in the suburbs. Auto parts, distribution, and food processing provided jobs within Carrollton, and the construction of nearby Dallas-Fort Worth Airport in 1970 stimulated the growth of the airline industry in Denton. Similarly, as the University of Texas at Austin grew rapidly in the 1960s, high-tech industries built facilities in the city's suburbs, with IBM locating in Austin. In 1967, Texas Instruments in 1969, and Motorola in 1970 for .906. Even as planning for the construction of the limited access interstate was underway, development of roadside attractions continued. From the 1950s through the 1970s, the Aquarena Springs in San Marcos attracted tourists traveling along the highway with an amusement park, glass-bottom boats, and underwater theater with mermaid performances, approaching tourist attraction for miles in advance so that tourists would know when to exit off the limited access interstate. Another major tourist attraction near IH-35 was Hemisphere Park in San Antonio, constructed as the site of the 1968 World's Fair. The site selected for the fair was located between IH-35 and IH-37 in an area highways in Texas, a historic context of the Bankhead Highway and other historic named highways. Evolution of named highways. The Meridian Highway, considered blighted under the Federal Urban Renewal Plan. Construction of both the interstate highways and the fairgrounds aimed to revitalize the area and regenerate local tax revenues. In preparation for the fair, the city of San Antonio cleaned up and redeveloped the River Walk, or Paseo del Rio, which had been constructed initially in the 1920s. During the 1970s, the city of San Antonio capitalized on this tourist infrastructure by drawing conventions to the city and continuing to give incentives for the construction of new hotels and tourist amenities. Conclusion: the Meridian Highway is one of the oldest and most important highways in Texas. Its beginning dates to 1911 with the formation of the Meridian Highway Association in Kansas to promote an international highway that extended from Canada to Mexico. Such an ambitious scheme during the early years of automobile travel revealed the foresight and grand vision of its founders. The Meridian Highway quickly attracted the attention and support of good roads boosters in Texas, such as David E. Kolb of San Antonio and G.A. McNaughton of San Marcos, who actively promoted its many benefits to potential motorists, tourists, and entrepreneurs. In 1917, the newly established Texas Highway Commission quickly incorporated the Meridian Highway into the new state highway system and designated it as SH2. It was the most significant north-south highway in the state and passed through such major cities as Fort Worth, Waco, Austin, San Antonio, and Laredo. Improvements over time enabled motorists to travel faster and more safely, and the many amenities and tourist attractions along its path. Increased traffic as the 20th century progressed. Over time, congestion impeded traffic flow to such an extent that by the late 1940s, large sections of the Meridian Highway were subject to new and the development of highways in Texas, a historic context of the Bankhead Highway and other historic named highways. Evolution of named highways, the Meridian Highway. Innovative highway engineering solutions that dramatically changed its character. The construction of controlled access thoroughfares and other improvements were made as part of an early interstate highway scheme, known more commonly as interregional highways, that became more widespread following the passage of the Federal Aid Highway Act of 1956 and the ensuing Interstate Highway Construction Program. Much of the Meridian Highway now is part of IH-35 and it continues to be one of the state's, indeed, the nation's most important highways.